Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're talking about the biggest purchase you will ever make in your entire life. And no, it's probably not your house, and it's definitely not your car. Today we're diving into an incredible guide from the US Department of Labor called Savings Fitness. We are going to break down the absolutely crucial money moves you need to make to build a bulletproof financial future. By the time we wrap up this explainer, you'll have a crystal clear step-by-step roadmap to take total control of your financial destiny.
But, before we get into the actual steps, I want to ask you a question. What is the single biggest purchase you'll ever make? Seriously, think about it for a second. Is it your dream house, a luxury car, maybe paying for your kid's college education? Now, those are all massive for sure, but they aren't the biggest.
The Department of Labor guide completely flips how we usually think about this. The biggest purchase you will ever make is your retirement. I want you to think of retirement not just as an age you hit or a stage of life, but as a literal product you are buying. You are paying today to fund your life tomorrow. And look, because we're living longer, more active lives, and traditional pensions are basically a thing of the past, the responsibility of funding those 20 to 30 years, it rests squarely on our shoulders.
All right, let's get into it with Section 1, Escaping the Debt Trap.
So before we can start buying that amazing future, we have to deal with the roadblocks right in front of us. Every single day, we're making money decisions that either push us toward financial freedom or pull us down into financial stress. And the biggest trap of all is debt. Now, to put it in plain English, not all debt is evil. There's absolutely such a thing as good debt. Good debt gives you a long-term financial payoff. Think borrowing for a mortgage to own a home or student loans to boost your career. Those build value over time. Bad debt, on the other hand, just destroys your ability to save. That's when you borrow for things that don't give you any financial benefit or don't even last as long as the loan itself, like putting a vacation, clothes, or eating out on a high-interest credit card.
And the sheer math behind that bad debt is terrifying. Let's say you have a $2,000 balance on a credit card charging 18% interest. If you just pay the typical 2% minimum payment each month, it's going to take you exactly 30 years to pay it off. 30 years! For $2,000? Every cent that goes to interest and late fees is money that is literally stolen from your future retirement.
So, how do you know if you're in trouble? If you're only paying the minimums on your cards, if you're maxing out your limits, borrowing just to pay your regular bills, or, worst case, creditors are calling you, these are blazing red warning signs. Having high debt makes saving practically impossible. If you find yourself in this trap, your number one priority is to stop the bleeding. Leave the credit cards at home, stop buying big-ticket items, and attack that high-interest debt aggressively.
Moving right along to Section 2, your Savings Fitness Framework.
Once you've got a game plan to handle your debt, it is time to go on the offense. You're about to become the hero of your own financial story. But the absolute first step is figuring out exactly where you stand right now. And we do that by calculating your net worth. Stripping away all the intimidating financial jargon, your net worth is literally just a snapshot of your financial health. It's the total value of everything you own, your assets, minus everything you owe, your liabilities. The goal is to make sure this number is positive and to watch it grow year after year.
Getting financially fit basically boils down to 3 really pragmatic steps. Step 1, like we just said, calculate that net worth. Step 2 is creating a cash flow spending plan. Now, that's just a fancy way of saying spend less than you earn. And step 3, this is the ultimate psychological trick. Pay yourself first. Don't wait until the end of the month to see what's left over for savings because usually there's nothing left. Set it up so your savings are automatically deducted from your paycheck or checking account before you even have a chance to touch the money. What you don't see, you don't miss.
Okay, so you're saving, but how much do you actually need to buy this massive thing called retirement? Well, a really solid rule of thumb is that you'll generally need to replace about 80% of your pre-retirement income just to maintain your current lifestyle. So if you're making $50,000 a year right now, you're likely going to need about $40,000 a year in retirement to keep living the way you're used to.
Which brings us perfectly to Section 3, the magic of compounding.
I know, trying to find the money to replace 80% of your income sounds overwhelming, but you have an absolute cheat code on your side. It is the ultimate secret weapon for building wealth, and it's called the magic of compounding. Here's how it works. When you invest, you earn money on your original contribution, right? But then you also start earning money on the returns you've already accumulated. It's like a snowball rolling down a hill. For example, if you compound $1,000 over 30 years at a 4% return, you end up with over $3,200. But if you can double that return to 8%, you don't just double your money, you triple it. You end up with over $10,000. The pool of money just gets bigger and bigger with zero extra effort from you.
And the math here brilliantly illustrates why time is your greatest asset. Check this out. Let's say you invest $1,000 a year starting at age 20. You do it for just 11 years, and then you completely stop. At a 7% return, you would have nearly $193,000 by the time you're 67. Now imagine a friend of yours waits until they're 30 to start. They invest $1,000 a year for 37 years straight. Even though they put in 3 times as much of their own hard-earned cash, they still end up with less money than you, around $171,000.
The Department of Labor really hits the nail on the head here. They say the earlier you start saving, the more your money can work for you. As a general rule, for every 10 years you delay, you have to save roughly 3 times as much each month just to catch up. Time is literally your biggest ally. Whatever you do not wait to get started.
All right, Section 4, Protecting and Growing Wealth.
So now we know how compounding explodes our wealth, but we have to talk about how to protect it. Why? Because there's an invisible villain that is constantly eating away at your money's buying power. Yep, inflation. To beat inflation, you need to grasp the relationship between risk and reward. Low-risk investments, like your basic savings account or CDs, they're super safe, but they offer incredibly low returns. If you keep all your retirement money sitting in cash, inflation is just going to slowly eat it alive. Higher-risk investments, like stocks or real estate, yeah, they carry the risk of losing money in the short term, but historically, they offer the higher returns you absolutely need to outpace inflation over the course of a few decades.
So how do we balance this risk? Through diversification. It's the oldest rule in the book. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. By spreading your money across different categories, a smart mix of stocks, bonds, and cash, you seriously decrease your chances of taking a big hit. Usually, when stocks are having a bad year, bonds might be going up. Finding that perfect mix based on your age and how much risk you can stomach, that is how you build a bulletproof portfolio. And the absolute best place to hold these investments? Tax-advantaged accounts. If your employer offers a 401k plan, you need to use it. And if they offer a matching contribution, you absolutely must take it. Let me be clear, an employer match is literally free money being handed to you. Don't leave it on the table. If you don't have a plan at work, no worries. You can easily open a traditional IRA or a Roth IRA on your own. These give you incredible tax benefits that essentially turbocharge your money's growth.
Finally, we've arrived at Section 5, your daily action plan. We've covered a ton of ground today, right? We completely redefined what retirement is, we talked about defeating bad debt, and we unlocked the incredible magic of compounding. So let's bring all this theory down into a simple, immediate checklist that you can literally start acting on right this second. Step 1. If you have a workplace retirement plan that offers a match, go log in today and make sure you're contributing at least enough to grab all that free money. Step 2. Start building an emergency fund in a basic savings account. That way, when your car breaks down or the roof leaks, you don't have to resort to high-interest credit card debt. And Step 3, automate the whole shebang. Set up your accounts to pull your investments on the exact day your paycheck hits. Look, at the end of the day, no one cares more about your financial future than you do. You are the architect of your life. The only thing that truly matters right now is that you start saving today. So, what do you say? Will you start building today? If you found this explainer helpful and you want to keep leveling up your finances, please don't forget to like this explainer, subscribe for more practical money tips, and definitely share it with someone who is planning for their future. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next explainer.